Hi again. Today we're going to be going through some Minecraft texture packs, 10 of which that I've found across the internet. Few of them have come from other people's YouTube videos, few of them I've just found via Planet Minecraft or CurseForge itself. These are just some interesting texture packs that I thought I'd show to you guys. Let's get started. Now the first texture pack we have today is the Lightsabers texture pack. This comes with 5 individual different colors by default. The download file you get, you have to unzip and you'll open up to 5 different colors, both for the diamond sword and the netherite sword, meaning you can have both of them being 2 different colors or both the same colors. Either way, you kind of have to pick what you want on it. Going over here, you can see we got a netherite sword. So as you can see with our little netherite sword here, it's a bit purple, it's a bit weirdly generated, but it's got a bunch of sound effects that come with it as well. The basis of this texture pack is just add just some cool lightsabers to your game with the two best swords, both your netherite and the diamond sword. Again, as I said before, you can pick which color you want for them, and they also come with a batch of awesome sound effects. The sound effects vary depending on whether it's a critical hit, whether it's a normal hit, or just a failed, like you didn't let it charge type hit. Either, it's just a nice little addition. Next though, we have rope ladders. Now this is one of small little change, doesn't really change too many different things aside from one specific block. But this one specific block just looks so much cooler with this texture pack. As we quickly build it up here, as you can see we've now got rope ladders instead of normal ladders. Honestly, it just adds in a nice little 3D effect with the ladders that also give them a whole new texture that kind of fits in more with the natural looks of, let's say, a treehouse you'd build in Minecraft. Of course, this kind of looks a little bit standoutish in a normal, like, more modern build that you have ladders put within, but this will look perfectly in place inside of, let's say, a treehouse type build. The next one we have is mob figures. This one's an Optifine only based texture pack, as it requires Optifine's little renaming thing in order to actually, well, put these texture packs out. Now, in order to get this one, you need to get yourself a carved pumpkin. Getting yourself a carved pumpkin, we get an anvil. We, let's say, name it a drowned. We grab that and we put it down. So now with, let's say, drowned, we grab our little drowned boy here, which has now changed his textures, and we put him down. That's interesting. So that's why I just get one in my hand. We get an evoker. One. What about? That looks funny. So it works with putting them on your head. Maybe it just doesn't actually allow you can't place the block in the world because it removes its name tag, I guess. Let's get if we get an armor stand. Yeah, that looks interesting. So it's very weird in how this works, as it does require the use of it doesn't actually actively place it in the world. It'll just place our normal pumpkin. Instead, you either have to wear it on yourself as a helmet, which then displays it above you. It gets rid of the carved pumpkin overlay in the texture pack, which is good. Or you can put it on an armor stand, sink the armor stand inside of the ground, and then shove a block into it, and then you can have it as like a little plushie on, let's say, a shelf or something along those lines. But that's how you would deal with that one. But there's various different ones. You've got your drowned, the evoker, a husk, a zombie villager, which is looking to be a librarian, the illusioner, piglin, as well as a piglin brute, villager, wandering trader, and a zombified piglin. Those are all the ones you can actually turn into these little plushy things that you can wear on either your head or put onto an armor stand to put out inside of the world. The next one we have here is Terra's Animals Redone. This one's a bit of an interesting mod, as again it takes use of the Optifine mods things where you can have renames / different variations of the same mob's texture, allowing you to have things such as this. We've got this type of pig here, we can spawn a different one, and whilst it looks exactly the same model wise, the colors and tones of it are completely different. We spawn another pig and now we have a different color again. Another one, we're back to that default one, pink. Then we've got this fused one over here, another one more spotty, and it just keeps going like that. You have many different variations of said mobs. It also adds in changes, getting a Zoglin in the world. Instead of it looking like the normal zombified Zoglin, it's now actually just a boar, a big old boar boy, which is definitely very interesting for textures wise. We get, let's say, a cow. Cows can change very much depending on what biome you're in. A normal biome, you'll get some different varied colored cars, mostly those two. If we, let's say, go over to a swamp, we then will have a water buffalo cow instead of a normal cow. And again, you can see the sheep also having their new textures as well. Let's say we go to another biome, which is, I'm pretty sure, the more hilly biomes, you get a Mr. More Fluffy cow, and so on and so forth. A good majority of the mobs have got a lot of changes like this that give them a little bit variations to their textures, whether it be like slight little variations such as those pigs, or whether it be drastic ones where they can change drastically dependent on the biome, such as those cows. Next one we have is Shulker Box backpacks, which just gives some little changes to the Shulker boxes to all, instead of them looking like those little box things, they now all look like backpacks, which each different color of a shulker looking very different to the last one. For let's say a white shulker box, you now have a penguin backpack. A blue shulker box, you now have the blue axolotl. Got a rainbow thing. It adds in a new little way of just looking at them. Gives them a whole new different variations of textures that ultimately look really, really cool. And whenever you have one in your hand, instead of displaying in your hand, it'll actually display on the back of your body instead, which is such a really cool little addition. Like, it doesn't really do much, but it's just really cool. It just has a little bit more of a change to how your shulker boxes look in game. If you want a little bit more personality, or you're just sick of the typical box that we all know and may or may not love. Next, we have the Five Nights at Freddy's plush totems, giving you some more custom things to do with your totem. Grabbing yourself a totem and renaming it to, let's say, Freddy for this instance. Instead of holding a normal totem, you've now got a Freddy Fazbear plush in your hand. What if that's not what you want? Well, how do we go back in here and then we can go to, let's say, Foxy, allowing you to hold a Foxy totem in your hand or in your offhand, looking a little bit different. You can see from the ass perspective here, it's very interesting because it looks like you're just like grabbing it from the back, which is funky, but it's really cool. Like, I like these type of texture packs that are like, hey, you like this game? Well, here's a way to put this game into Minecraft without needing any form of mods aside from having Optifine, which a majority of people who play Minecraft tend to have Optifine as a thing now because it's such a useful tool. But that's this texture pack. Project Machetes. This one is just a little nice texture pack that changes all the swords to a collection of different machetes, allowing you to have a slightly different design to your typical sword, turn them into some functionally cool little machete little boyos, with some various different designs depending on what style yarn you have, with the wooden one being the most basic of the designs, the stone one having some cool little coloration for the handle, the gold one, I just like that purple handle, as well as a little bit of a handle strap that it's got attached to it. The iron one just looks like an iron machete. The diamond one it kind of looks like a lightsaber in a way, not gonna lie. And the netherite one just looks like you've got a burnt stone machete of some sort. So it's really just a nice little change in the style and designs of the swords. The next resource pack is a massive overhaul of Minecraft. This one will definitely, you will have very heavy opinions one way or another just because of how overly bright and oversaturated everything is. Some people will really, really enjoy this type of texture pack, and others will absolutely despise it. But that's okay. You don't have to like it, or you don't have to hate it. You're allowed to have your own opinion. This is just something I thought would be cool to show off. Now, this is a 64-bit version of the resource pack. If you do support the actual developers behind this by going to their Patreon, you can get higher versions of this, such as a 128-bit as well as a 256-bit texture packs that just add even more detail to this cartoony style. Every single mob looks far more intriguing and interesting than what they ever have before, with some very cartoony based designs. As I said, you either will love this type of texture pack or absolutely hate it. Going back to a not so overly bright texture pack, we next have Better Skeletons. Now, the Better Skeletons texture pack does something a little bit different. This one, again, will require Optifine. A lot of these cooler texture packs that have different variations in textures will require Optifine, but ultimately allows them to do some really cool things with it. We can now have different variations of the skeleton, whether it be different like skull skeleton bodies, whether it be the default skeleton, let's say a piglin skeleton. Come on, can I get another one? Pretty sure there was a third one. Or a villager looking skeleton, as well as many different designs, whether it be they are more mossy and grassy look with their skeleton bows, whether they just be more of a somewhat attached hood with a bow, or just their little set of arrows at the back, their quiver at the back without any form of hood whatsoever. This not only affects normal skeletons, but it also affects wither skeletons. Adding in some really cool skeletons, such as this guy here with a golden face front, more piglin variations of these wither skeletons, a fully golden wither skeleton? What? They don't show this on the actual page. Holy crap, that's cool as hell. We have this kind of suspicious pack, and I'm pretty sure you guys can all assume what we're going to be expecting out of this type of texture pack. As you can see, this painting over here is now, instead of wither skulls, it's got some sus looking heads, and then this one's also got a sus looking into the painting itself. And then grabbing the next upgrade to everything, you now have sus armor as your Netherite armor. Either way, if you did enjoy this texture pack video, especially in the style, make sure to hit that like button down below and subscribe, and check out this video on screen now where we go through some Minecraft mods instead. Either way, bye bye!